Okay, now I'm going to show you a little bit about preferences. Preferences is great because there's so many different things that you can set up in there, and it really comes in handy. So we'll go ahead and click on preferences, and in here you can set a number of different defaults, basically your login option. If you're on that dial-up connection, you can set it to default to standard login. You can select your theme, which there are numerous ones here that you can use just to give it a different look. You can select your language. Obviously there's quite a few here that can be used. Your default time zone, useful in case, for example, you have multiple different locations. You have a branch in New Jersey, and you have a branch in California, you have a branch in Texas, and a branch in Montana. They can use different time zones. And then also here's where you would want to change your password. Search is another great feature of Zimbra. Basically, you can search any term, whether it be the email address of the sender, the email address of someone else receiving the same email, anything in the subject line, anything in the body, and it will return that. And here you can use, you can tell it to look in the junk folder or the trash folder, for example, in case you thought you deleted an email and you just wanted to see how many emails you've received that contain the word invoices, for example. You can just search that up here and click search, and you can search it through email, you can search it through contacts, you can search it through appointments, tasks, pages, files, anything you like. Let's see here. Then on the mail tab of your preferences, you can set it to display number of pages at the time. This is handy because sometimes, you know, people that get a couple thousand emails a day, they don't want to sift through it 10, 25, or 50 at a time. You can set it up to 100. You can also have it check for new mail every specified time. Now there is a client called Zimbra Desktop that can be downloaded from Zimbra, or I have a link to it on my website, and that will actually check it as the mail comes in, and it acts more of like a client. It's an actual program. And you can display mail as HTML. That's when you're going to see the pictures pop up, you know, those tiny little animations, or you can display it as text, and those pictures would be displayed as attachments as opposed to in the actual email. Message preview, you can see, you can set it to double click, opens the message in a new window. By default, it's unchecked. Basically, when you double click it, it'll just expand and still leave your inbox and everything on your left hand side. Let's see, download pictures automatically in HTML email. That's basically set up so that when you open it up, it looks exactly like you would see it on any other client. This is typically not recommended as it is a security threat for viruses and so on and so forth. You can also see a number of other different options in here. I'm not going to go through each one. However, this is a nice little category here. When a message arrives, you can have it play a sound, you can highlight the mail tab, you can flash the browser title, or any combination of the three. You can also have it forwarded automatically to another email address, or you can send a notification. Basically, that would just say, you know, you've received a new email at this account. Please log in and check it. Also, a send auto reply message. This is pretty nifty. If your employees or yourself go on vacation, and you know you have vendors out there, customers out there that depend on them, you could say, I am on vacation for the month of July. Please contact Susie at bearconsult.com for any inquiries in my absence. And you can set a start date and an end date for that. So you could say start on July 1st and end on July 31st. And it'll automatically remove itself on August 1st. And this is nice, this is when you're sending a message out to a distribution list that you're actually in. For example, we've set it up where I can send an email out to everyone that works for me at Bear Consult, and when I receive that message, I have it sent to to ignore because, well, let's face it, I sent the message, so why would I want to read what I just wrote? Let's see here. You have different options for composing. Most people are going to want to select it as compose as HTML. I know I do. It looks a little bit cleaner and it's nicer on the other end when the recipient gets the email. Yep, and I mean, all that's pretty much self-explanatory. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot us an email. We're running kind of long on this. I don't know how it's going to fit on YouTube. But you can edit your signature here, so default, and you could just put format as HTML. You could say Paul Smith, and the company address, phone number, desk number, extension, so on and so forth. And then you can click done, and on the accounts page, which is right here, you can actually assign that to your email address. This is pretty much self-explanatory itself. Accounts, this is kind of nice because if you're migrating your email over, you can actually set up a new account under here, add external account, and you can punch in all this information and pull your email into your Zimbra account. So then once that's completed, of course by default it's going to send out to your Zimbra account, but once that's completed you can go ahead and end your services with the other provider if need be. Mail filters, I will go ahead and do another tutorial on this because this is a very advanced feature of Zimbra, similar to that of Outlook or Outlook Express, but there's another feature that I want to touch on a little bit later pertaining to how Zimbra handles spam and things of that nature. You can customize your calendar and everything like that. You can disable that quick add feature that we saw earlier, and you can do permissions on your appointments. Import export, this is for backing up or restoring your contacts, email, calendar, things like that. This is pretty advanced. For the most part, if you needed this, I would be having to help you on that one. Here's your instant messaging customization, automatically log in. That's nice because whenever you go to log in, you log into your Zimbra account, you're automatically logged into the instant messaging portion of it as well. And you can also set up your own shortcuts. This is nice just to kind of navigate the Zimbra interface and go to where you want to go when you want to go there. So let's try it out here. GM. Yep, GM took me right to my mailbox. So that is looking at your preferences. Like I said, there's a lot to customize there, but once you get through it, it's really nice that you have all those different features that you can utilize or get rid of one by one.